house of the Lord. Today we are going to hear some of the great testimonies and all the great things that happen at the North America Youth Conference. Stop and remember that one, or else I keep on messing it up. Amen? Amen. So, you may be seated. This time I'm going to invite Pastor to pulpit. Everybody say, "We love you, Pastor." We love you, Pastor. Amen. I will say that it is, I mentioned earlier, that it is so good to be back here, be back home, in our own service, worshiping and praising the Lord. Praise the Lord. Amen. We are excited today as our young people will be sharing some things that God has done for them over the last week at North American Youth Congress. They could probably fill up all the time, but they've been given a time frame, and there are so many of them. So we're excited to hear some of the things that we haven't really been able to hear, but what has transpired for them at this last North American Youth Congress that we went to in Indianapolis. There was an attendance in excess of 34,000 people. Now, that might sound a lot until you're there looking at it. That's the North American Youth Congress is a youth conference that the United Pentecostal Church hosts every 2 years. In 2015, how many were there, Omi? About 19,000? There were about 19,000 in attendance. 2 years later, they prophesied in that 2015 conference that no more will be hosting our conferences in basketball arenas, but we will need football stadiums. This particular year, the attendance nearly doubled. We had to rent a football stadium. So 2019, the next conference will be in St. Louis. They secured another football stadium. So I don't really know what the population, the attendance is going to be, but if you do the math and it's anything like that, we probably expect no less than 50 or 60,000 people at the next conference. To give you an idea how much people that is, if you put it into perspective, the Aloha Stadium can hold 50,000 people. The attendance at this year's conference was approximately half the population of Waianae, or approximately half the population of American Samoa. So this is about how many people there. It was phenomenal. There was very few empty seats. The empty seats was in the way high in the nosebleed sections. That's because it was just phenomenal. And the theme of this year's conference was "This is that." I want to share with you a few things. First of all, I want to say thank you again for your support, especially your financial support. We are already in the planning, starting to look at 2019 and trying to plan well in advance, because if you want to go, you should start planning too. We are going in 2019. I'm telling you now. If you want to jump on board, then you need to start planning, because it's not going to happen a month before. Especially with that amount of people, rooms will be booked, airlines will be booked. So we are so very, very excited. I do want to say that words cannot adequately express what I experienced. All of you who will be sharing today, if your turn is too deep for me, can you please come up here so we don't have a long wait? Okay. Words cannot adequately really express what I experienced at my first, or really our first North American Youth Congress. My wife and I, we really, really wanted to make this one because our youth was going and we knew it would be the first. I gotta tell you, people knew that your group was from Hawaii. I'll just let you know that. Some didn't even know if we spoke English, but they thought we was from a foreign country. Some had asked, do you speak English? And I'm not joking. I wanted to start with a post that one of that I shared, but I want to share again. I want to start with a post that a woman that Sister Kathy, Sister Paula, Sister Kanani, and I went to church with when we first started church over 20 years ago. A woman that went to church with us, she belongs to another apostolic movement. She doesn't, they're not part of the United Pentecostal Church. But when she moved to Hawaii with her family, they were young in the military. Wherever they went, they found an apostolic church. And they ended up going to the United Pentecostal Church because the doctrine was the same and because the church believed in various, in the doctrine of holiness. So they had embraced the United Pentecostal Church. She said that, you know, every year she has taken her kids to youth congress. So her going to youth congress wasn't something different. She posted this online. She said, let's see. This is after the first night. She said, let's see. I think I finally have a few words to describe last night at the North American Youth Congress. In all my 45 years, I have never seen anything like it. All of the Pentecostal apostolic people, I promise, it's a glimpse of heaven. To see more than 35,000 people of God worshiping. There is no black church, no white church, no green church. As Brother Eddie said last night, there is one color, and it's red for the blood of Jesus. We were riding with my parents, and to see all the people walking to the stadium, she said, I felt like jumping out the window to walk too. All I could think was, I'm one of them, and let's walk together. That so eloquently, I guess I can say, captured just the feeling that was there, that you had a reason to put your head up high to realize that you are a part of something so magnificent and so great. I watched. The spiritual climate was absolutely heavenly. Having been to General Conference and having been to various other conferences, as I watched young people not only fill the stands, but I watched them worship and worship and worship. There were vans that drove in and buses that drove in, bringing youth groups from all across the United States. As I watched them worship, when the worship would begin, the young people who were sitting on the floor would not just stand. They would get out of their seat and move to the aisle. This is not altar service, it's worship service. And move to the aisle and all move as close as they can to the front, knowing very well after the worship service is done, they go back to their seat. But just this hunger and desire to have liberty and to worship. By the second night and the third night, our young people recognized what they were doing and they began to get along with the groove. Amen? I've never ever seen an altar service explode like it exploded on the last night. I mean, the altar service on the last night was so heavenly that people just lingered and lingered and lingered. Not just one or two people in altar service, but the majority of the crowd did not leave until we were forced to leave because the arena was closing. The mass majority of people and young people just wept and prayed and lingered. People worshiped on the floor seats. People worshiped in the aisles. People worshiped in the stairwells. People worshiped in the rafters. When we were sitting on the top, it didn't feel any different than feeling at the bottom. The presence of the Lord was so, the entire arena. I would just sit in the chairs and watch so many young people with joy on their faces. You know, you can tell they're different by the way they dress and the way they conduct themselves, and in a matter of time they will be going home to their respective community, their schools. But they knew why they did what they did. I watched our teenagers not satisfied with sitting at a distance, but along with tens and thousands of other teenagers of the like precious faith, trying to get as close as possible as they could. I told my wife that, I said, you know, this is where I want to bring my children every 2 years. I said, they might not be able to fully understand right now the immensity of what is going on. But can you just imagine our children looking forward to every 2 years going to North American Youth Congress? There's something in the atmosphere that transpires. This is the kind of environment that young people hear God's voice. This is the kind of environment that young people respond to God's calling in their lives. It's in this type of environment that our young people have clarity and have vision, and they can pursue the things that God is calling them to. This is the type of environment that their walk with God begins to be solidified. And you know, after our services, we would meet back at the hotel and we would eat and we would just debrief. And even those debrief sessions, as we heard our young people share what they got out of each night's service, it's mind-blowing what God did. In a few moments, you're going to hear the testimonies of those of our young people who were able to make this trip. I consciously made the effort to forego the preaching today. I told our young people that people come to the house of God to be fed. So I told them to feed you today. They've been preparing for a whole week for their 5 minutes here, and only gave them 5 minutes. But they can figure it out in 5 minutes. I told them to be transparent with you. I told them to be open. It's okay to cry because this is not the solid church. In a few moments, you're going to hear the testimonies of those who were able to make this trip. They've been given a week to put their thoughts together. They may share a message that is preached. We don't know what is being shared. We didn't proofread anything. They may share a self-reflection that they had. They may share something that God whispered to them. Maybe they might share clarity that God gave them, or maybe they might share a challenge that has been posed to them. We want to invite you to experience North American Youth Congress 2017 through the collective and individual experiences of the Lions of Judah tonight. And we're going to welcome them to come and share, and we're just going to ask you to give them your attention. Many of them are nervous. You can hold your bladder until after this is done, because they're nervous. And sometimes when there's a lot of movement, sometimes they can send a message that what I'm saying is not important, but what they are saying is so very important. My wife and I are eager to hear. We've heard some insight, but we're eager to hear the things that they decided to capture for 5 minutes to share how they were impacted. And we're going to have them come one by one, and we want you to open your heart too and let God feed you. Let Him feed you by the word of their testimony. The Bible talks about the power of the word of their testimony in the book of Revelation. Amen? Amen. Everybody say, God bless the Lions of Judah. God bless the Lions of Judah.
Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. In His name. Hallelujah. 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 Thank God we're here. We're back. And you know what? We're back with a lot of food, spiritual food. Amen. So now all of us, we're going to share with you guys. And I can't wait to go back to Samoa to feed them. Amen. Amen. Praise the Lord. The first day we were out there in Indiana, oh God, my English word, my Solomon word cannot explain how awesome. You know what? I wish you guys can see this, so you can know and understand what was happening over there. When I was walking the stadium the first night, I can't stop my tears coming down. When I walk, because we're sitting down, we walk on the step, and I hold the it was blown away. And that night, the youth director or the youth president, he preached the theme of that night, the faith factor. The faith factor. Amen? Amen. Express your faith now with praise. Can you do that? Hallelujah. Express your faith now. Shout hallelujah. Thank God for that. The second night, Pastor Sam Emari, he preached, and he had a question. Is this that? My group, is this that? Yeah. That was for us. Amen. The pastor had a question. Is this that for your parents? Is this that for your pastor? Is this that for youth members? Is this that for church members? Yes. That's for all of us. And I don't know, some of the youth was there in my group, if that's for them, but me, YES. Yes, that's for me. And I thank God for that. And you know what? I was sharing to the pastor in my group that night. God chose me to be here. And I was crying in that stadium that night. And I was told, why me? There's lots of youth members in the American Samoa and Newport. But why me? He chose me to be there. He chose me to feel that. He chose me to bring some lots of experience from there. So I can go back to someone and share with them. I thank God for that. And the last night, the theme was, I am the map. You are the map. You are the map. If you believe it, say yes. You are the map. I am the map. So if you know that we are the map, not that map that there's California in, Samoa in, Hawaii, not that one. The map that I was trying to share you guys, the truth. You are the map. You know the truth. Why don't you show others? Acts 2 verse 38, and Peter said unto them, repent and be baptized, every one of you, in the name of Jesus Christ, for the remission of sin, and you shall receive the gift of the Holy Ghost. That is the map. And you have to share that to all that people around the world, so they can know the truth that was in the map. Because my time is going to run out. Now, I just want to say, to take this great opportunity to say thank you. I know I haven't spent any dollar of this street. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Sister Joyce. Thank you, Sister Naomi and Eve. And thank you to all church members in here in White Mountain. May our God bless you guys. sacrifice they made for this trip, and Pastor for coming along and sacrificing his time and money and whatnot to be on this trip with us. This past NYC trip has been such a blessing to me and a humbling experience. From the day sessions to the night services, it changed my life completely. As we were coming to the airport, as we got our plane to Washington, D.C. and flew to Indiana, I knew that as soon as we landed, the airport, we saw these two girls from Alaska, from their flight to the NYC, and I was just amazed by all the people that were attending this great event around the world, just to come to this event that happens every 2 years. I haven't seen this much people. I mean, I've seen football games, but this game, but nothing like this. This magnitude, 34,000 people. So as we came in Indiana, we came off the airport, drove to our hotel, and going into the hotel, the block where we had our event for the NYC, there was so much people talking about every store and shop, food shop, everybody was apostolic, wearing skirts, pants. I mean, it was crazy. I had a great experience with that. And mixed emotion, all people just serving the Lord as one of us. I was just amazed that there's more out there than us. It's bigger than us. We may not seem that much, but it's just us out here in the wilderness and whatnot. I mean, it's just us, but there's more people out there. God is doing a revival all across the world right now. It's a privilege for me. I said things I'm really good to go to this big event. And the first night when we went, just like Jonathan said, just walking in, I wasn't crying. The mixed emotions going down the steps. It was just everybody. We got in. We were not really late, but we came in. Everybody singing praise the Lord. All the people were worshiping, and so all the emotions in me filled my heart. I was happy that I was there to experience all of that. The first night, our general youth president, who plans to preach at our youth campus last year, talked about the faith factor and how fear can be a factor in our lives. And, as I go to college this week, I pray that I don't have a fear factor in my life, but faith in God. And I can say with confidence that I made up my mind to live for Jesus. I'm sold out for Jesus. I don't know about you guys, but I'm sold out for Jesus. All I know growing up, parents took me to church every Sunday and Tuesday. Just tag along. I didn't have no saints come along with us to get next to it. As I grew up maturely, I grew up maturely, more spiritually. God has opened my eyes to parents and relationship with God can save me, or it's not enough. That's what I'm trying to say. You have to experience your own relationship with God. Yeah. Only then you can be saved, truly saved in the kingdom of God. And one more thing that stood out of this trip for the NYC was Pastor Victor Jackson talked on Friday morning with the morning sessions. He talked about the call to greatness. He was saying there is no greater honor than the calling of God in man's life. And he said God doesn't measure greatness by what you gain, or by the sacrifice and what you leave behind in this world. Just like Jesus, he left behind all of this. He blessed us with the word of God that we can do it on our own, that we can save this world. And by sacrifices and all that he left behind, I just want to thank my pastor individually for answering that call of God and teaching us the ways of the Bible and keeping the commandments.
Praise the Lord. Amen.
And just showing us the
right way. Especially our youth group and our siblings. Thank you for sharing us the truth. It was so nice to us about this whole trip.
Amen.
What a man of God. Give our heaven praise to the pastor. Overall, this has been a great experience. They just announced the next NYC will be in 2019 in Missouri, St. Louis. And I'll be in college by then. I look forward to driving down there. Catching a flight there. I hope for more of us to go because this is a life-changing experience. Not just for us, but I know it doesn't have to be youth. It can be families as well. Kids. It can change everyone. One of our lives. And I just want to conclude with that. I just want to say that God is doing something. God is moving. So just keep having faith in God, trusting in Him, and He will come through. God bless you. Praise the Lord, church. I just want to say NYC is really big conference that was really life-changing. What I'll be testifying about today, two big key points that God showed me during NYC. One, God is a chain breaker. Two, and that fear is not a factor, but faith is a factor. For many reasons, God is a chain breaker. Because those chains holding you back. You think it might be strong, but our God is stronger. For example, like when newcomers come to church, you notice that they won't lift their hands that high. But the reason why they don't lift their hands high is because the chain's holding them down. So when you come to church, you notice their hands get higher and higher. God is a chain breaker. He breaks those chains holding you back. You think those chains are strong, but they're really not. They're like little pieces of paper. First night for NYC, there was 200 people for me to agree. But the first night, even though we were super tired, the third night was crazy. Sorry for taking it'll be the second night. We were too far away. The third night, we got a chance to be even closer.
Amen.
Kind of disappointed because there was a sign on top of the street that said, "Don't save your seats." But people still did English. But in Hawaii, we don't care. We tell them to scoot over. Praise the Lord too. So when they got mad, we said, there's other people that want to praise the Lord too. Give them a chance. Thank you. NYC, 2019, here we go. Praise the Lord.
right here without the youth coming still. Brother Ansi, one of the things that Brother Ansi was talking about is know how to submit to your authorities. I want the last spot, but in the middle. Praise the Lord. Sorry, changing make me cry, but I didn't want to cry. All right. Okay. The conference was refreshing. So glad that we get to go and experience for the first time. All we hear about is all the other churches going, but we never did get the chance or get the push to go. But so thankful this year we get to go, and I was glad that I got the chance to attend. Because life, and we're so into our daily lives, routine and usual lives, and sometimes we get lost in there. So what I'm talking about is my spiritual life. I can get bored because I feel like I'm doing the same thing. But going to the event was kind of reminding, kind of refreshing, kind of giving me another great opportunity to something to think about, different perspective, different view of life, because I'm sitting here inside our little church. But when we was in Indianapolis, we've seen so many people that belongs into the United Pentecostal Church, where we are not just a little church. We are a great group, large group of people. And I was walking down the streets of Indianapolis, and I feel so proud to be walking with them, walking with all these great people, thousands and thousands and thousands of apostolic believers who was attending the conference this year. And you don't want to ride in a car because everybody's walking, and they're walking in groups, and there was just all you see, like Sola was talking about, all you see was all these women wearing skirts, and you know who they belong to, and they belong to Pentecostal, and it was just a great feeling, and just to be walking with all these people. For some reason, I haven't seen non-apostolic people around. Only one time, about 3 people, like they popping in stuff, like out of nowhere. But just to be walking with them, to going to this big stadium was a great feeling. It was just different, and I was so happy to feel, and it was a great. I was so proud to be walking down those streets and being with everybody. I was glad, actually. I was proud, and then I told myself, I'm proud to be a United Pentecostal Church, person, apostolic, believer, one God, believer, believing in the Holy Ghost. I was so proud to be one of them. So, this is why I wanted to go first, because they've been saying all my stuff. So, the second night we was on the high floor. We was like all the way up. We weren't where we were supposed to sit. But, just sitting in the back there every Sunday is very distracting for me. Because I don't like to see people around in front of me, like going outside or whatever, moving around. It distracts me, so I like to sit in the front. But right now I have no choice but to sit in the back because of my kids. So when we went up, all the way up, to this far away seat, where this is the size of the preacher that we have to watch on the screen so we can know his face. but this is actually what it looks like. It looks like that's how far we were sitting. So, but what I'm saying is, the Spirit of God and the move of God out there, like all the way out there, was the same feeling that it was like in the front. And I was so amazed at how powerful the Spirit of God is moving inside Lucas Oil. And this is a stadium, and this is the football stadium of one of the popular football team, Colts, I believe. And just to be in there, I see a sign that says they were hosting the Super Bowl about a couple years ago, and just that was a big stadium. It was a nice stadium, pretty stadium. You get lost inside. It looks like a maze inside around the building, but just the feeling of wow, this was a big event. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people that was there, but the Spirit of God moves from the front all the way up to the top. Although we only see the preacher this size, but the power and the Spirit of the Lord was so powerful that it makes you cry from up there. When I'm like sitting over there, it's just like a foot from here. But I'm getting distracted. But inside that stadium, there was this one accord. I'm not saying something bad about me sitting back there and kind of feel. What I'm saying is that far length out. That was like a mile away, and because we couldn't see the preacher, we have to look at this check, whatever the word. Humongous screen so you can see the face of the preacher and the people that are singing it in the front. And so that was my testimony, just the feeling of being with the apostolic believers, feeling around with people that loves the Lord, serves the Lord the way we do. And here I am getting so distracted with the board there that always gives me beats me in the head when I come and see the number 28, 48, can barely hit the hundreds. And I'm like, I feel like I'm responsible in some way for not filling up that board, for not filling up this so it gets me discouraged because I don't see that many people, but not knowing that's probably 1/4 of all the Pentecostal, because not everybody can make it. We couldn't make it, right? Some of you couldn't make it because of some, financials is hard. But I know inside that big stadium, that was just about a little, 1/4 of all United Pentecostal Church all over this world. So brother, our favorite theme that we were talking about, fear is not a factor. So, because Brother Edison was talking about, fear, did I run over time? Fear, I took some of JJ's, fear is not a factor. So, my fear was always distracting from that board, and because I couldn't allow my faith to do something, my fear is stopping me from doing something. But his preaching was reminding me, so it was glad to go, that he reminded me not to allow my fear of seeing the board like stuck on below 40, below 50, and not using my faith to build up something, build up the numbers or whatever. I have some the kids are coming up, but that was my testimony. The great feeling of being around great people and knowing that we are not just a tiny church. We are a large church. We are a group of people believing the same God, believing the one God, believing this modest holiness, tongue-talking believer. That's who we are. We went, we see, I believe we're not just a little sum, but I know I have to tell myself to build up my faith and do something about that board. And I know it's not just me, that is all. We have to come together and build up that board. It's scaring me when I'm only seeing 48 in Jesus' name.
Praise the Lord, church. As you all know, we just came back from NYC 2017. It was so amazing. I just can't explain how amazing it was. And I just can't wait till 2019 NYC. I want to thank Jesus for protecting us by going into Indiana and coming back out. I also want to thank my pastor for chaperoning us, even though there are like 10 of us. I also want to thank my youth leader. Thank you for pushing us and getting us hyped up for NYC 2017. I just wanted to recap of what Pastor said. It was just mind-blowing that there are that much people who are just as passionate for God as we are. Amen. And we can't have NYC in like small ballrooms because there's so much people that we can only have NYC in football stadiums. It just blew me away like. Okay, since I'm not allowed to preach. Since I'm not allowed to preach, I am allowed to share things with you. Okay. So, on the first night, when we flew in, and the first night service, I'm pretty sure I can speak for everybody. Coming down those stairs, you can feel something like a powerful moving something coming down those stairs. It blew me away again. Okay, so the first night was about the faith factor. And one thing I got from that was we must live life operating with faith. Like everybody said, fear should not be a factor. Because you are never too old or too young to do something mighty in the kingdom of God. Amen? Fear should also not stop us from doing something mighty in the name of Jesus. That was the first night. The second night, the message was, is this that? I know that this is that. But you got to ask yourself, is this that for you? Is this that for you? Basic question. Is this that for you? And everybody knows about the Holy Ghost, the Holy Spirit, the plan of salvation. I know that this is that for me. But is this that for you? I'm speaking to someone. Is this that? Is this that? Come on. Is this that? For you? I'm single. And I'm lucky. Because I don't have a girlfriend. Because everybody, you should not put anything in front of God. So word of advice. You gotta get your eyes off the girl and onto God. Am I the second night, I also learned that you have to build a relationship, personal relationship between you and God. You have to have something for yourself. I don't have a relationship with God, but it doesn't matter if I have a relationship with God, if your pastor has a relationship with God, if your parents have a relationship with God. It matters if you have a relationship with God. So you have to, your homework, I have homework. I'm sorry. This is church, but this can also be class. Homework. You have to go home, build an altar, have a room, build an altar, and you ask God to come down. Build that relationship. That's your homework. I am Mr. Gray. Thank you.
Praise the Lord, church. Amazing is an understatement for what this trip was. It was so awesome. Like they said, the first night we were walking down, and throughout this whole trip, I was blank. I didn't feel like I felt anything. That's how shocking it was for me. We were sitting on the bottom, and when I look up at the stage, it feels like I'm looking through my cell phone. It felt so unbelievable to me. I was looking around me and all I see is a bunch of kids around me, it's like my age and older. And it was like, oh, I'm not alone. Because when you're here in Hawaii, it's like, that's all you feel. Because you're such small people with you. But when you go outside and you see, like, you see that God is not just only with you, but He's out there with everybody else. Good Lord. Anyway, on the first night, what I got was fear is not a factor. Fear shouldn't be what's holding you back from answering the call of God. Fear shouldn't be where you're still sitting here and not going out and telling somebody what God did for you. Your doubt and insecurity should not be holding you back. And for me, that's a big thing because I doubt myself a lot. When I sing up here, I doubt myself thinking, is God using me? When I was over there, God had blessed me so much to sing. You can touch as much people as you can. So from now on, when I sing, I don't sing with the thought of just blessing me. I'm going to touch somebody else with the talent that I have, that He given me. That was just the first night. The second night was preached by an amazing person. That was named Emery. He teached, is this that? For me, that was a big question because I had to question my own religion. I had to question if I was actually for this. At the end of the night, we were in the hotel room and we were talking among ourselves. It was my turn. I said, this is that for me. I'm not going to do it because my parents are here. I'm not going to do it because that's what I was taught for my life. I'm going to do it because I want to do it. And that's something that's not just for me, but for everybody. Don't do it because you're in the midst of everybody and that's what they're doing. Don't be a follower and do what God said. For that, it's been a blessing for me because it made me realize I can help somebody else by actually deciding on what I want to do. I'm actually pleasing God because I decided to be with Him. Again, that was just the second night. The third night, it was I'm the map. And that made me feel like what Jonathan said is that you're the truth. You can show the way. You help other people. You're the map for them to guide to Jesus. You have the lines to show the way which is wrong and right because they're blank. You're the thing that God uses when they're lost. And for me, that's another way of saying I'm a vessel for God. I can be there when somebody doesn't know what to do because I know where God is. That was also an eye-opening because I didn't realize I was what God needed. When I'm over here at home, before I went to the trip, it felt like I didn't know what I wanted. It felt like I didn't know what to do. This trip made me realize I have a calling for God. Although it is small to some people, for me it's just opening up to people who ever ask, or me to go to people, and I know that they know they need it. The morning service, one of the morning services really opened up to me. It was by Victor something Jackson. Victor Jackson, he's an amazing person. His title was A Call to Greatness. I'm sure. He was like, if you're at your worst moment, you have more anointing. To me over here, I felt like I was on the down. When he said that, it made me realize I am anointed with God. And the devil gets at you when you're at your youngest because it's easier. Because when you're older, he can't stop you anymore. When I went there, it made me realize I'm stronger than they think. And I realized my church is bigger than they think. I realized that people in my city don't realize the powerful people we are. He also said something about ministry. He said, when you're in ministry, it's not about what you gain, but about what you leave behind. I want to leave behind the things that don't matter to me. But when I go out with two people and I go out with my ministries, I want to leave behind something for them so that they realize something that they can do. It's not about what I gain from you guys, what I gain from the ministry. I gain nothing. It's about what I give to you, what I leave behind for him, because he's left behind everything for us. So we should do the same. Before we left, Pastor wanted us to keep in mind 3 things, which is ask for permission to enter in the spiritual, supernatural. That happened the first night. Before the altar call, the pastor said, enter into the supernatural with God. And that made me realize we're doing something right. Because if the pastor already said it when we're here, and then they said it again up there, we are in the great line that God has set for us. The second thing he said, pastor said, was to be desired to be closer to God. That happened the second night. Because he said, is this that for you? Are you ready for this? Is this what you want for God? Are you ready to be closer to him? That was my second night. And that answered my question that yes, I desire to do that. The third thing he asked was to desire to do what God did. And that was the third night, which is I'm the map, because you're doing what God did. You're following what he said because you're helping somebody else. It made me realize that we as a church we're following what God says. We're going through the path where God has already led us. And that we are going to go to greater and greater things. This is the revival that we have been praying for, that we are going to go through. And I'm so glad I'm in it. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, church.
It's so amazing. Like Sister Teresa said, you just took all the words seeing us, God already sees us. And like many here, you said that, or at least Tracy was saying, that before I went on this trip, I really, even if I show up here every Tuesdays and Sundays, it doesn't mean that fear wasn't a factor. It doesn't mean that this was not for me. Just because I've known all of you for a very long time. That if God came tomorrow, that I was going to be in heaven. But I knew if God came, that Lily, that God would take her. I was very blessed, privileged to be able to go with the lives of Judah. And Sister Teresa is right, I am 31 years old, the oldest life of Judah. And I've been so thankful in all these years that God kept me. Because a long time ago, somebody had it in his heart that he would lead the people of Waianae. And it took me going to Indianapolis from Waianae, 4,348 miles, to understand that this is not. That God, He spoke to me very clear. That something took me 15 years to understand. I literally is 25 pounds from our hotel, the Embassy Suites, to the Lucas Oil Stadium. It's half a mile. And if you get Lake's Lake Pastor and Sister Teresa, that's probably like not even, that's more than half a mile. It takes them 5 minutes, it took me like 15. And Lillian and I, that's the awesome thing about the union, that they never leave you behind. They always watch over you, they always make sure that, that you're attended to. I'm so thankful. Because for that 3 days, carrying 15 pounds back and forth from our hotel to the Lucas Stadium, God asked me, is this not for you? Are you done carrying your family? Are you done carrying your past failures? Are you done carrying your dreams? Is this not for you? And I'm blessed and privileged to stand before you and say, this is not for me. That I'm not living for God because of my mom. See, my mom was the one who came. And like many when we talk about this, every now and then, that it does hurt our feelings. We human. We like see our parents and we like see our families and we like see everybody close to us. And on this trip, God spoke so clear and He said, you have to let it go. Because it's heavy. 50 years is a long time to carry stuff around. So is this that? The first thing I came home, I was super excited. I actually had to Bible in the Bible because like a smart person, my daughter would come to churches. And I thought, okay, people show up to church and nobody would notice. But nobody sees, God sees. I'm thankful. Each and every one of you sitting here, I'm so thankful. There's never anything. Maybe we're just one for it, but there's. You'll understand how amazing it felt to sit there in a stadium with 35,000 people, unless you was already there. And every time over this many years that I living for God, I always felt like I was the only one. And every time I got to be in that stadium, God reminded me of something so clear and said, you're not the only one. Look at everybody. So this gotta be done for you because you tried everything else and it didn't work. This is not.
I can talk. Okay. I don't know why I wrote all that because I'm not going to reread it right now. I mean, I spent like a week writing all these things in my notepad and I'm not even opening my phone. And all these things there, like, oh, thank thank you guys, you know. And I just, while everyone else was speaking, I couldn't stop these chills and these shivers that I was getting. And I know it's not because it's cold, because it's really hot here. And I know that because I've been to Indiana and it's really nice and cool there. But walking into this first night, Jonathan was crying. Mommy felt this enormous peace washing over her. I mean, I felt the peace because I fell asleep during the service. You know, I felt the peace that much. But I'm just being real honest. Let's just be honest. But I really, the pastor was talking, and I tried my best. I thought when the pastor was talking about the supernatural, I thought I would walk up into that stadium and the Lord would pick me up, and I'd be flying, promoting "Let us see the boutique," you know. But that's not what happened. I walked in, and I felt nothing. I walked in, and I didn't get no chills. I didn't hear no voice in my head. Everyone's talking about how they just felt this peace, how they just felt something, and I didn't feel it, and I didn't understand why. And I thought, it's because, oh precious, you did so many sins. You're going straight down. I mean, there's no hope for you now. Wave the white flag, you're not going up. I'm not kidding, it hurt. I couldn't, the thought of it, I couldn't breathe. I thought it's because God gave up on me. Just truth be told, so you're a goody two shoes. Pastor comes up here. Oh, I heard such good things about Solo. At home, oh, Solo, you're such a good role model. Over there at school, oh, your brother's Solo. Oh, he's such a good kid. What do you hear about me? Oh, precious. Is that the big one in the back with the glasses? Oh, yeah, she's cool. But because of that, I did some things that I wasn't supposed to. I'm not perfect. I said some things. I did some things. And I sinned. And I gave into my flesh. And I gave into it constantly. And I didn't know why I couldn't get out. And every time I came to service, I would scream and I would yell. And I would ask God, why am I going in circles? Why am I the only one who seems to be falling and slipping on this very dark slide that I can't climb out of? And the thing is, I didn't get the revelation at a night service. I didn't even get it when the preacher was preaching. I got it through a song that they sang. And the song was, I'm free indeed. No chains are holding me. I'm who I choose to be. And I realized that I kept falling into these holes because I kept letting myself being held down in these chains that I wouldn't let God remove from me. I would pray, Jesus, help me take over this sins. Jesus, bind these spirits. But as I asked him, I would hold it onto myself. I wouldn't let him take it off of me. I'd be like, Jesus, here, take these chains. Nope. I just strap them back on. And the song, it told me I don't need to worry about that. It told me I don't need to worry about slipping because the chains are already gone. The chains have already fallen. The chains no longer exist. And that's when I can say, this is that. That's when I felt the chills. That's when I felt the shivers. That's when I understood my dreams. That's when I could feel the supernatural. Not because my mom laid hands on me and I got emotional. Not because my youth leader pushed me and I got emotional. It's because I let God take the chains off me and I let Him freely move within me and search me and cleanse me until there was nothing left but Him. The supernatural thing. As I told you, I expected God to make me fly. Or I expected to be looking at the screen and the preacher would suddenly stop and be, "You girl! The Lord has moved within you. Come up here and receive your blessing." But that's not how it went. It actually was when we got lost. Because Indiana is big. You know how they say over here, if you get lost, walk towards the ocean? They don't have an ocean. We got lost. But we got lost, and we ended up at the Westin Hotel. And we were in this tunnel thing that was really beautiful. Not the point, but we were in this tunnel. And I went to the other door, and they opened it, and I saw these stairs going down. And something told me, go down the stairs. And I know what you're thinking. Ooh, you psycho. Ooh, you crazy. Why are you going down the stairs by yourself? Because my youth were inside the tunnel, but something told me, walk down those steps. And I did. And it got creepy. Because there were more stairs and more stairs. When I got to the end of the stairwell, and I walked into the lobby, and it was the same exact lobby that was inside a dream I had way before NYC. And usually this happens. I had dreams of locations, and I recognized it when it's in reality. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, whoa, this is a good dream. I went back to Omi, whoa, this is crazy. And that was it. I let it go. And I was still waiting for God to make me fly. I mean, I know it's kind of hard. I'm a big girl. But, God can do anything. But I was waiting for it. And that's why I was just like, where is this supernatural move that Pastor told me to look forward to? Why is it always these adults who tell us to expect big things, and all I get is this little platter pushed in front of me? And I always get mad and say, you don't understand, man. You're not my age. You don't see the things I go through. You don't know what I've done. Like, I did what I did. You know what I mean? And I always get mad at adults in church because it's just like, you don't know. I don't feel what you feel. I don't see what you see. You have this holy anointing about you, and I don't have it. Why is that? And I realize it's because I'm looking for this grand picture. I'm looking for this big moves with the lights, the cameras, the action, bam. I was looking for it. And then I realized something that I dreamt about, I saw in real life. If I went to a psychiatric, they would have put me in the asylum because that is crazy. The supernatural has already been happening. The supernatural has already moved. It just took me going to NYC to figure that out. I mean, how is it that we got lost and coincidentally we ended up at that hotel? We ended up at that lobby. It's not coincidence, it's Jesus. He has already moved. I just didn't want to see it like that because I wanted to be a butterfly, okay? But sometimes you can't let it be grand. You can't think it's going to be boom, shabam. I mean, it can be because it's Jesus. But sometimes you need to just focus. You need to realize He's already already been moving. You just need to see it, thank Him for it, and move to bigger things. Fear is not a factor. If I can be a butterfly, I'm an antisocial butterfly because I don't like talking to people. In fact, it took Jonathan to actually talk to me before I talked to him. Because like, I wasn't going to talk to him unless you talked to me, you know what I mean? Because I don't know you. I mean, I know you, but I don't know you. I'm sorry. But I need to know that when I walk into school, I'm not in a mode to that image of a Samoan girl. I'm not going to be this tough girl who takes nothing from people. I'm not going to be this big girl who's punching you, who will punch you if you step outside. I'm not going to be this antisocial girl who doesn't talk to anybody. I'm going to be a child of God, because that's who I already am. I'm going to be the daughter of a king. I'm going to walk in there, and I'm going to change people one by one if I need to. Because when Victor Jackson said, imagine what God will give you. We were at the stadium, but I didn't imagine that stadium. I imagined our football field filled with people not screaming for the football players, but screaming for God. And no matter what I need to sacrifice, no matter what I need to give up, I'm going to do it in order to receive the vision and the promise that God has given me. And I'm going to do it with His presence by my side. I'm going to sacrifice as much as I can, as much as He wants me to keep God on my side. Yeah, that's it. Peace.
Praise the Lord. My opinion, awesome. Going to Indiana, there was a lot of sacrifices that had to be made. Personally, especially my family. And for being the only one that works in my household, financially, it was really rough. We were trying to do our looking for our airplane tickets. I kept asking JJ if he really wanted to go, in the hopes that he probably would say no, he doesn't want to go because he has football. I mean, he did have football, but I actually asked him like multiple times over multiple days. And then God told me to stop asking him because I needed to take him. And that really did a lot for me, only because money is hard to come by. And we went to NYC. I didn't really think that, I knew that my youth needed to go because they've been talking about this for years. And I didn't really think that I was going to benefit from it.
as much as our youth did. But in Indiana, I got my calling.
Friday morning,
I was weeping, I was crying at what Brother Jackson was talking about. It was as clear as day. Spiritually, he was shaking me, and telling me, Naomi, I didn't save you for you. I didn't do this for you. I did this for your family. I did this for your friends. I did this for those people that you see on the streets. Naomi, I'm doing this for them. It's not for you. Many times, really selfish with the things that I think, the things that I do. But I want to let you know that years ago when Auntie Saul and Uncle Archie were our youth pastors, God told me that I was going to lead the youth. And it took me all the way to 2017 to realize that it came to fruition. And ever since we came back from an NYC, my youth has been constantly on my mind. More than they usually are. But not just them. All the youth that have what's called this church theirs. And I have such a burden for them. And it burns in my heart. And I want to let you guys know that I'm so appreciative of the monetary sacrifices, all the effort, all the driving that you guys do for our kids, all the prayers, all the everything that you guys do for us. You guys don't know how much we appreciate that. But stood up here, our future pastors, future evangelists, future teachers that could be writers, or she could be a writer. But I want to let you guys know that this is my burden, this is my passion. My passion has been big time. Hallelujah.
And that's it. Why don't we stand? Every one of you who shared today, I want to say thank you. I cannot tell you effectively how beneficial this trip has been. And I want to reiterate what Sister Naomi said. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for those who, parents, you sacrificed for plane tickets. And those plane tickets were very expensive. And we spoke to our young people about the sacrifices that you made for them. Thank you. Thank you for those who donated to the rummage sale, those who have made lunches. so we wouldn't have to do a fundraiser. The things that we've heard today, we've not heard before. I don't think I've ever heard Tracy talk that long. But I can say, she sure did talk with confidence that I've never seen her talk before. Thank you. And continue praying for them. It doesn't stop here. We make plans now for them to attend again. And there will be people in this house that will be youth by that age. Make plans for them too. In times, we will be discussing about ways to already start fundraising in small ways. I think it was Solo that said, I believe it was Solo that said, I know JJ said move over after seeing, but I believe Solo said, this is not only for young people. That stadium was scattered with young children, Sunday school age children, parents, families made this their family vacation. Words itself cannot express it. We were hoping that the words of our young people would express the calls that was received, the clarity that was given. You cannot put a price tag on that. The elements of faith that they were elevated to, not because the pastor said or not because you said, but because something God told them that we cannot take away from. An investment that's out of this world, right? I was grinding teeth too, counting on my children to have to buy tickets for. God made a way, and I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't turn back time and say, I would have rather saved that $5,000 and make it do that. What we got, money cannot buy. 15 years of your life cannot be afforded to be wasted again, okay? Money cannot buy, but there's something about, God is great, you can do this anyways. But it's just something about obeying God and the atmosphere that is cultivated and this transition, but a transition. Thank you again. Thank you all of our young people who you went above and beyond my expectation. I was thoroughly blessed. All of the people who said they don't cry, you lie, because I've seen you crying in church. We're believing, we want you to continue praying that the thing that was implanted on people, that they can continue to grow. Pray for Sister Nomi, pray for our young people, pray for our youth department, because now the responsibility partly is there to cultivate some of these things that have surfaced and flourished. What a great God we serve. Lord Jesus, we just bless you and thank you. Lord, I want to say thank you for all the things that you've done and those who have attended. Thank you for the clarity and the things that you've given to our young people, the things that they've shared tonight, God, from their hearts, God. I thank you for your hand and your touch upon them and you making them recognize that they know who they are in you, Lord. Thank you so much, Lord, for your goodness and your mercies. Thank you, Lord, for feeding us tonight, Lord. You have filled my cup overflowing tonight, God, with the testimonies of your people, Lord. We glorify you and we thank you. And we ask these things in Jesus' name. And everybody say amen. We Before you are dismissed, we want you to, on your way out, just check a few hands of some of these young people, and if their testimony blessed you, just tell them that it blessed you. God bless you in Jesus' name.